I'm Alistair Main, I'm the director here at Duncan Toplis, and I head up our assurance service line, which covers off our audit services and a lot of the other work we do for our large corporate clients. I've actually been here close to 20 years at this point in time. I started as a graduate trainee in one of our offices. I've moved around a couple of offices, and I've moved up through the business to become a operations board director, heading up one of our major service lines. Duncan Toplis has been a firm in the East Midlands of England for nearly 100 years. It'll be our 100th birthday in 2025. We have a history of growing from one office where we started through to our 11 offices now, and we're just about to embark on a major growth piece again with looking at some acquisitions in the area and expanding our geographic range across the whole of the east of the country, Midlands of the country. We first met Inflow really early days in the Inflow business. In fact, the two founders of the business are the people that came down to see us in our office. We had seen the product at an ICAW event down in London, and we're really keen to see what that could bring into our audit methodology and how we could modernise how we approach our audits and actually allow us to step up the type of clients we work with using the capability Inflow would give us. We were aware that traditional sampling testing around audit has its place and had its place at our client base at that time, but we were moving into still owner managed, non-listed businesses, but much larger business than we probably have audited before, and that brings a lot larger data sets, a lot larger numbers of transactions where we didn't feel our traditional sampling methods really gave us the results and the audit quality we wanted, and that we saw the way Inflow worked with the whole data set would give us that. It would give us both the ability to do audits we couldn't have done before, but also improve our audit quality across the whole range of our audits, and that's definitely what we've seen. We definitely approached it as a not just an efficiency measure, but actually more so as an audit quality, really improving the quality of work we can give to our audit clients. We started quite slowly, so we built two individual teams who were going to look at very specific areas of the data analytics modules, mainly the transactional testing, and then we moved that into the revenue testing as well, and then we slowly expanded it out across the whole firm, and to where we are 6 years later. Inflow's data analytics is very well embedded in our audit methodology across all of our teams, and is very well used for the transactional testing, for the collaborate module, and for the revenue testing, and some teams use other bits of the product as well. And it's also moved out of audit into our transaction services as well, and even our tax teams use a little bit of it. We found the Info platform really easy to use. It's quite intuitive for the teams, and it's given us that access to that full data, which in reality we couldn't have handled just by using Excel or any of the other sort of standard products that are around. It's given us much more ability to delve really deeply into our clients' businesses, find what we're looking for, and really find the kind of, refer to it as a needle in the haystack. We probably wouldn't have found it with the sampling method we used to use, whereas now, as someone who signs off audit reports, I'm really confident that we would have found that strange, odd transaction, because we have looked at the whole data set and used the powerful analytics to pick out what looks strange and what we need to really focus our testing on. We've really enjoyed working with the whole Inflow team since the really early days. We've always found them really approachable, and I suppose they've been keen to learn how we're using the product as well, and we've seen a lot of things we've suggested that how we want to use the product, how it's actually used day to day in the business. We've seen a lot of those suggestions incorporated into future releases and future improvements in the product. So we feel, although it's not our product, we haven't developed it, that we do feel that we've had a good sort of input into how that product has developed and moved forward. And we've worked really closely with a lot of the Inflow team to achieve those developments, but also helping us roll the product out. Early on, we made the big mistake of basically throwing a team into it and letting them use it all from day one, and there's too much there. We accountants, we like to play with numbers, and there was much too much for them to delve in at day one. So actually we had to sort of strip it back very quickly to say, actually, let's just take one module at a time, embed it into small teams, and then use that small team to then move it across the whole team, across the whole business, till we get to between 1,800 people who now use Inflow in the business. That's definitely been our biggest challenge, just making sure we are using it efficiently because of the strength and capability the product can give us. We've had a very close relationship with our relationship managers over the years. We have run both internal training sessions before Inflow had things like the Academy online available. We've had team in talking to our team. We had an annual training session with our trainees as they came into the business, and then a quick update with the rest of the team to make sure that we were all using it as we should. And then equally, we've had a group of what we call Inflow champions in the business who have had extra training, almost some of the training the Inflow team will have had themselves, so that we can deal with a lot of issues that arise, or kind of low-level issues internally ourselves, and we can use that team to really drive the use we want to see across the business. And they have equally had the training from the Inflow team to be able to deliver that in-house ourselves. The biggest thing they see of Inflow is the Collaborate module, and almost across the board, they really like how the visibility that gives them of how we're doing the audit, but also how prepared we can be on day one of an audit, because they would have seen all of our initial requests in advance. We now ask them to have populated that at least a week in advance of field work, so our clients have seen that we are coming on site to see them a lot more prepared than we ever had, because we've had a lot more information up front. They can see the benefits that Inflow has given us in that preparation. And in terms of reporting, we have a range of different reports we give to our clients depending on what they want to see on Inflow. We have some who are really interested in what it can tell them about their data, and we can produce complete separate reports outside of our normal audit findings document. So we will produce a sort of data analytics transactional report which just runs through some of the metrics in there, runs through who may be using sundry codes, who may have posted things, and sort of how their system is working, which they don't always see if they're in a large team. But also we can strip that down into 2 or 3 pages in our normal audit findings, again just picking up the highlights for them, which again just allows them to visualise actually what that data is showing them in their finance system.